go from corner pin, but a part of that, prior to pouring of any
Or
foundation.
even digging a hole.
The county is gonna has to verify, and a part of that verification needs to be the setbacks are correct.
And
And I
the
believe
block
that was
map.
a step by the county that was missed in the issue that we're having right now.
Well, in the past, even when I set homes here years ago, I was required to identify the pins, the actual pin, or survey the lot. And that the county, the zoning will not come out and verify your setbacks. That's regional building, and they may or may not do it. And that's what happened down here,
That's
they
exactly
didn't
right.
do it.
Yep.
So, in there, I haven't read the 2015 IRC, I don't know if they're required to do
Well,
that or not.
when the county's gonna issue a, and on that,
To be on our side.
right, but we're not gonna,
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, hey, I'm just getting bits and pieces of this, but, if I'm understanding this correctly, we're talking about the setbacks, correct?
Yes, sir.
It's not routing slip.
Well,
Okay, if we're going to charge, this is my own personal opinion, but if we're going to charge a fee for a review, then we should be going out there and making sure that whatever structure, that's personal opinion, but, covenants is our issue. So I think we should be verifying setbacks, and if that involves them putting a pin where the front of the house is going to be, and having markers, so that we can verify the setback, I think we owe that to the property owner, as well as all the other property owners, that all this stuff is being verified, because my understanding of that poor individual over there in, Applewood right now, that could turn into a very, very expensive mess, because, things weren't verified.
well, and that's one of the reasons we started out with this. You guys voted that you wanted to go ahead and start collecting the fees and getting this back into place. Well, I need to know exactly what you want done. What do you want checked off? They bring in their blueprints, I can check and make sure all those things are within the blueprints. Now, okay, when I go do a site exam, okay, now is it are they pinned? That's fine, I agree, we need that in there. But in the same aspect, it wasn't in here before.
Correct.
And that's why it's brought to you, as to saying, okay, is there anything that needs to be added to it? Is there anything that need to be taken out of it? Is this
Well, I would
fine,
definitely
form
think that would be
fine?
something that should be added.
Okay, and that's all I'm asking is, I'm giving you something to work with to help me get to a final product.
I don't see a problem with most of this, with the addition of the 2 line items, and most of the information I've just had a chance to lightly scan, seems very reasonable. What I don't wanna do is start a, legal binding contract, because we haven't set the rules and regulations. Just consider that for the final vote of this.
Yeah.
Your preliminary work here is great, with the exception, because you didn't know about this. I'm one of the few, me and Bill have set homes in the area and witnessed this, and you are now a witness of why we need this. Everything else looks fine, just be careful on signatures.
Any other comments?
Why do you need a contract, and what gives you set of rules and obligations?
I think it's information for us to know where the site is and know where things are doing.
Yeah, but I don't know why you need a contract between.
No,
It's
this
just
is,
an
like I said, it's an application
Okay.
and a checklist as to.
Yeah.
No, and I misspoke there.
Yeah.
That's why I said it is a contract, it is a application to go through. If you are building, these are the necessary things that we need to check to make sure it is following the covenants, setbacks, whatever situation you have.
Good. Go ahead with 3, James.
Okay, number 3, cistern in areas with no water service. I left, from last week, what the lawyer said. Like I said, it was something that is there anything I wanted you guys to look through it, if, so I can start a resolution if you agree or you disagree?
Proposed wording of your resolution.
Okay.
I need to see something
Well, and that's,
to work with.
okay. I can do that. Next meeting, I'll have a proposed, that's all I needed was
I
direction.
just need a proposed resolution to look at.
Okay, any thought on the content of what we've got in front of us?
Well, we talked about the 400 feet from, you know, existing water line. I remember a couple years ago, there were some issues, some people in a community, one of the subdivisions out here that someone put in, well, there are a couple cisterns in some spots, I guess, because of water. And they were concerned about people just putting in cisterns and not putting in the water line.
Mhm.
And I think that the main thing there is we're not gonna expand our water line if beyond maybe 400 feet or whatever it is, where we put in that regulation. And then we need to figure out what we're gonna do if people wanna live somewhere and don't have a system, I mean, because they have to tie into our septic system, but they don't have a certain acreage.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's, I'm open to it.
I'm open to it also, Harry. One thing that Harry just brought up that bring up an interesting caveat is there are going to be some areas that have a sewer line that is tappable, but no water within 400 feet. So there is a possibility of a house being tapped onto sewer and then adding a cistern. Could you include that in the resolution proposal?
Yep.
Any other thoughts? Comments? Number 4.
Number 4, you have, we're looking at a mower for Parks and Rec. There was 5 different quotes in there. We went from a John Deere, which is a residential mower, all the way up to commercial, mowers. Where we found out with the residential, you'll have a 1-year warranty on it. They're real lightweight. You'll probably get, for what we use our mowers for, you'll probably get maybe 2 to 3 years service out. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Kubota is a 3-year, on both, yep, on the commercial side.
It's the same.
Is it?
It's 3 years for the mower, 2 year.
So what does this come back? We're looking at typically reduces some of the costs, on those mowers, 2 to 3, depending on what size mower. I think there's a minor install and stuff for the mulch piece that would increase that unit price a little bit, but less than $500
Yeah.
to do the mulch kit versus the bag.
We did within the, I know that's gonna be, which I believe over the summer, with the campground and stuff, he'll be able to over exceed his revenues that we have in the budget.
You use it immediately. As commercial, you voided the warranty. You have 0 that first day.
Not through Kubota.
Now, Kubota might do it, but across the board, everybody does.
They have a different breakdown whether you're using it for residential or
And,
commercial.
another thing I see here is 2, it was.
Yeah, it's a Kubota.
I see nothing from Grasshopper, Walker, Toro. Who'd we put these out to? Did we put a spec sheet out to be bid?
No, we
Okay.
went,
We're pretty much required to do that. We need to put spec sheets out of what you want, and I know Josh needs a good mower. And he just needs to put all the specs on a sheet, send it to everybody, and then we narrow down which one it is. This may be, the one from Four Rivers may be the one, but we don't know because we haven't spec'd it and put it out to bid.
These are both in Pueblo, right?
We went with these because of the service
Locality.
and
Well, we
And buy
pretty much
parts.
have to bid. We have to put a spec sheet out.
Isn't there a dollar number before we have to do that?
This is a purchase. I haven't heard of any dollar number on a major purchase. There may be, but it's not,
Maybe fits your needs best.
We were leaning towards the John Deere until Donnie and I actually went into Pueblo and looked, and we were very impressed with the Kubota, how it was built. The mower that we have now, how long it takes to mow the field, and adjusting the reels every time we mow it. Every summer will be about a $1,900 in employees' hours savings.
I'd like to say to the board, he needs a good mower. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would just like to make sure we do it correctly. Whole thing out there, give them 30 days, 2 weeks, state statutes. What comes in, we'll do the board, but I'm prepared to help narrow it down at one single meeting.
My only concern about that is that, I don't know what a reasonable, geographical distance is, so that you have the service. And, I don't think we're locked into taking the low bid or the next to low bid or one of the 5 lowest bids. I think there's value to having the service close, and I don't know about your grass, but my grass is growing really fast right now, and I don't know if we wanna wait another.
The two mowers that we have were broke down all last week, and as soon as I leave here, I'm going to put another one together so we can mow tomorrow. 'Cause it's something every day.
So that's my only concern. We're not,
I have no concern there over that, but I do have a concern about statute. What statute? What does the
Show
statute
me,
say?
show me.
Okay, let me dig it out now. Get into our rules and regulations, there's somewhere in there, I didn't come prepared for that, but,
okay, well, yeah, let's not do it now. We'll, anything else about mowers?
We'll check on it, but
Yeah.
Bill and I were talking where you have to go out to bid. Yes. But we can try and track
Yeah,
that.
25 is
I think it's
usually
20,
the cap.
Bill was thinking 25,
I
before
would
you have
like
to go out
see
to.
the statute.
Okay.
All right, anything else? Well, we're looking for
I
that.
do have-
Mowers.
Sol is here. Intersol. If you remember, about 2 months ago, they came in and gave you a overview that they were putting in a solar farm, down south of Walsenburg in Aguilar. And they're at that point now where they are looking at getting letters of
Intent
of intent
for
as
PPA.
to
power
sell.
purchase agreement.
One of the things is it isn't gonna cost us anything. It's that if they could come back with a proposal to sell us electricity at a lower price at that point, we're able to. What they're using the letter of intent to do is to go through and get grant funding and things in place to get it built and, go forward. So they were asking the board for direction as to if you wanna allow me to sign, or if the board wants to allow the chairman to sign the letter of intent to just go forward with them.
Jim, Mr. Hochstetler wasn't here last time we were here.
Yeah.
What we're doing.
I read up on it though.
You read
Yeah,
up on it? Okay.
and he was on the phone when.
I was on the phone when you were talking.
All right,
we were
yeah,
talking
all right.
about it.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
yeah, hey, so, let me get this right, Jim, you're just, wanting direction as to whether or not to, sign a letter of intent that we would like to what?
It would be, possibly purchase electricity in the future from Intersol.
Yeah, there's, as I understand it, gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong, as I understand it, there's no commitment on our part here except to give them permission to bring us a proposal. Is that basically
That's
it?
exactly it, Mr. Kraus.
And the second part is to obviously work with you so we can financially make sure it fits within the main proposal that will follow after the fact. There is a zero commitment to this, it's stated in our document. Our document also indicates, to the T what will happen in 10, 15, 20 years, so that's the pieces that we need to discover so we can make a logical decision and move forward.
So they're basically asking if they can do a lot of work with no work on our part or commitment.
Since you weren't able to give me that document before
Right.
last Thursday, can we have a copy of it and then next meeting we can,
Review it.
and that way we can let them read it through, I'll let the attorney look at it, whatever,
Exactly.
and go that way, and we can make a decision at that point.
Right, and we expected at this point that you would want your attorneys to review it, cause that's standard protocol. And then the second part is anything within the next 30 days that needs to be answered from anyone on the board can address us and be able to, see what we can put together for the county and the city and help everyone save money, the district.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments as far as the study session?
Okay, one other thing that came up, with all this water problem that we had, I ended up using, CoWarn. CoWarn is a emergency wastewater agency response network. What they are is when you do have a municipality or government agency that deals with water and wastewater, they will help find resources, do things like that. What it takes is a signed contract as to mutual aid assistance agreement. That means that if, okay, Pueblo's involved in this and we need to assist them, or vice versa, however it may be, that we have agreements within these districts and organizations and groups that we will assist each other when we need to. It's something that I put in the beginning of your book on this side, is what it is. I ain't asking for anything to do on it right now, but I talked to Kathleen. She says if we needed to yesterday, all I had to do was sign it and get us involved, but I don't wanna do it until the board is notified and work on it, since we didn't need it at that point. But if we needed to, I'd have been calling you up this morning since we needed it.
So
Which
that'll
helps,
be,
which
action
helps
item
get
next time.
federal funding and stuff to come in, because you're going through this group, they give you that access for emergency situations.
Okay.
You already have some agreements already, right?
Pardon?
You already have some agreements already.
Oh, yeah, we worked out agreements.
Yeah.
Called Walsenburg, they were ready to work with us. The only issue that we had was basically hauling, and, that's one of the areas where I think it would have been very helpful and financially sound to do this, because then we could have probably got Port Carson involved to haul water for us at a no-cost situation, where it would have cost us, what was it, we figured?
It was $120 an hour, 160 per diem, so they can only work 14-hour shifts, that's per truck, so it was gonna add up.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
All right,
Better
so
than 20%.
board, make sure you look over this and we'll take, action on it. Hopefully not before next meeting.
No, hopefully we won't have to, but, it's given you an eye-opener as to, and it gave me kind of an eye-opener too, at the same thing, that we didn't have one in place where we should have.
Well, and this would fall right into like emergency action plan, whether it be,
Kind of like the interagency agreements the fire
Absolutely.
department.
yes.
Yes.
All right, let's adjourn study session. Call to order the Board of Directors' regular meeting for May 14th, 2019. Would you join me in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time we'll take a moment for those of you who desire for silent reflection. Moved and seconded. Approval of the minutes, meeting of April 30th.
You can, but I'll do it for you. Stated agreement,
All in favor signify by saying for a motion to approve.
so,
With that, thinking about, I was worried more about we had with employees,
It could potentially
We talked-
be privacy issues.
We talked about giving you the right to redact certain things.
yeah.
We can do that.
So you can
Okay.
redact them
And that's one of those areas, I know on the legal aspect, that,
and black marker, can we expect this packet to be put up in
Yes.
the near future?
yes.
Now ask a quick, can we just get the same one he gets?
Actually, the only difference that we didn't publish it, looking at that part of the financials. That's true, and we should have
Yeah, you should
highlighted
redact
out
that
there.
one.
Okay.
Jimmy attacked one.
Alright, duly noted. Anything else about bills payable? Pay the bills, do I have a second?
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded, any further discussion? Financial report.
And, I think we just covered most of the financial report there, but I know we're gonna listen to it. But it says, and standpipe, I wanna get something in here real quick, because it's short. On this, sheet that's produced for us April, we need to instruct the manager to do a calibration. We are well over our 25.
We have a revision to it.
Fee. There's a fight going on Facebook, like it was pre-authorized at $10. Is that correct? On your card when you
That's
swipe
up
it?
to your bank.
That's fine. I just want to know,
That's-
do we set it or do we not? That's correct. But our maximum is 15, and so we're good there. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
As you look into summary, you wanna go ahead and
Sure.
do that, you want?
So, these are month-end April financials, and I also, for the last meeting, included, the same period year-to-date last year. So just high level, looking at these financials, we are, in a considerable better position overall than we were last year. So we're 102 in the hole last year, whereas this year 114,000 in the black.
Awesome.
So I think what the success story there is keeping expenses down across the board, which is very difficult, but we do have some innovative and creative ideas on how to keep expenses down. And I think everybody is looking to keep doing that. Revenue is up across the board. Of course, we had the increases this year, so we are gonna see that. But I think also cash position, so, our revenue should at this point start going up, with
So
golf.
there was a 200, almost $250,000 swing. $216,000.
Yeah.
We may wanna put board salaries on next month.
Going to be some big costs here coming down the road, and, that, you know, hopefully when we decide to refinance and grants and things like that, one of the big aspects that we have is, I know you guys have, and if we do that, if we're over the 10%, then that lowers our, how do I wanna put it?
The amount of revenue that we can,
Yeah, if we're over
we're
10%
capped
of
at
our
revenue.
Yeah, so if you do not debruce, if we don't looking at debrucing, we're gonna have to be very creative and.
We have to take 115,000 per year off reduce our revenue. And I think federal grants though are excluded.
Excluded, it's gonna be your Colorado grants, like your GOCO, the 850,000 that we're asking for GOCO, that's already probably 3/4, plus then you add another 200,000 or 250,000 from Pueblo, that really puts us over, so we're actually gonna be taking that money and having to give it back to the people, so. It's something that, if you guys wanna talk about, come in and see me, and I think if we start early enough and let the people know that this is what happens when you get that ratcheting effect, when you start getting free money it ratchets us back from property taxes and things like that, where our normal steady income is from. So,
You know, it sounds wonderful, but I'm not on board with debrucing yet.
okay.
Because you gotta show me that we can get through the year without being in the red. We've got a good start, but we're only this much into the year. If we can get through it, look, I think we're gonna be fine. But we don't have a track record of being fine. And, as Yvonne clearly points out many times, let's look at the data.
Mhm.
And, the data doesn't show good things for us yet. So far, this new data coming in shows we're gonna be okay and we may need to debruce. But I would rather hold that discussion off until we can see that it's really going to happen.
Is our
If you turn around and we do get a grant for, say, $750,000 for our infrastructure, you know, as new filters for our plant, water meters, things like that, by not debrucing, it's going to affect us, just like we're gonna have to pay for it out of our pocket.
Well, that debrucing and the final say is up to the voters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it can't even,
though, whether we completely debruce or whether we even just, you know, debruce certain just grants, you know.
Mhm.
I think Carolyn said that could be an
when
option.
we can put something like that in there, it swings me a little more to if we can debruce certain things, but just a total
Yeah.
debruce right
No,
now is.
I'm willing to listen to anything.
I am too.
The thing is when you start,
I understand that.
And
so you're already almost at the beginning of June, so
Right, but
that's
this
why
is-
these
and
conversations
this is
need to
the first time
take
it's been
place.
popped out here,
Yeah.
so, you know, that's kind of putting us in a bind to make these decisions.
No, and that's why I'm saying it needs to be talked about.
But if you can debruce just a few things, let's look at that real quick.
I think
especially-
Carolyn looked at that,
Yeah,
we touched base with her.
and I believe right now there's looking at putting a initiative on the ballot for the whole state to be debruced, because what'd she say, 62 counties out of the state already are debruced.
And these funds, these
So-
$1 we're getting from Pueblo County potentially, they've already been voted on in Pueblo County to use those funds.
But if it's coming to us, the district wise, it doesn't
We'll still have
eliminate
to-
it, it's still legal jargon, it would be
Yeah.
whether,
Well, now, this is just personal opinion at this
Mhm.
point, but I feel that the reason you haven't been able to do, Bruce, is you don't have a track record of
Oh, I
handling
agree.
money.
I agree.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome. All right, anything else operationally?
Operation report, start out with Holly Dot, core status, broadleaf was, control was brought out for 414. Greens have been verticut, new putting green in, new chipping green is going in, and it's being all the holes, right? Even for the putting green, making a better play. Seasonal wages were down 50% from last year, from January to April. Operational supplies were down 92% from last year. You know, part of this was, due to buying, operational supplies as needed versus buying them straight out front for the year. Irrigation back 9 has been conducted, some greenheads have been leveled and raised. Front 9, constant maintenance on wildcat, reduction, satellite work, pump house, irrigation, heads adjusted. I played last night, course is in excellent shape. I know, with, Prim, he's picked up probably two more tournaments, one being on a Tuesday.
Because the course they were going to was bad shape, so they're coming here.
Yeah, he handled, you just had the, tournament
I think girls
for
regional, girls regional.
girls regionals. everybody loved it, parents, coaches, most likely they'll be back here 3-4 times throughout the year to play, because it was so nice. He's up 24% on memberships.
We've already hit our membership with,
Yeah. He's had good, and through September, and he even added up in June for State Patrol. It's gonna do one of their tournaments on a Tuesday, so it isn't on a weekend, and I know I have things are going right now, next year, and we still just make them around.